Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cancer YouTubers Updates. Today we have kind of a mixed bag. I do have some sad news, some bad news, and some good news. So let's talk about it. Today I want to start with Roland from My Fight with Cancer. I saw an interview that he did with another channel called Rebuild Dad Podcast with Jerry Lynn. And apparently he did this interview with him, but Jerry has known him actually since he was a little boy. Now, I just introduced Roland not too long ago, if you recall, and I know a lot of you people started following him. He's very inspirational and courageous, and even on the description of the interview, Lynn writes, Roland Wang is an Asian American expat in Thailand, a husband who stood by his wife through years of depression, a son who watched his father fight Parkinson's, and a pancreatic cancer survivor who started a YouTube channel to leave a legacy for his child and help others do the same. I didn't know all of that yet because I just started following him, and for some it's very hard to catch up. In any case, there was a new video that Jerry Lynn did, and in a pinned comment to that video, Jerry announced that Roland has passed away. And there is nothing indicating at this moment anyway on Roland's channel. But yeah, I consider it a confirmation actually. And like I said, I just introduced him, really, really liked him. And he's a fighter. He had such great faith. And his videos were not only showing his courage and his inspiration, but they leave a legacy. They have a lot of value. So I'm going to look at a couple more of them because I just found them inspirational, and I hope you did too. And I hope that you will go look at other videos from him. This has been quite a journey, and my heart goes out to his family. Even though he was new to the community, to us, or to me at least, I know some of you have been watching him for a long time. It's just never easy. When I have to bring this news, I'm learning now that it's just not easy. So all the best to his family, and Roland, rest in peace. Thank you for everything that you offered us. All right, I want to move on to someone else that I introduced not long ago, maybe a month ago or so. John McClean, Life with Cancer. If you get a chance to visit, please do. I love his accent. I love the music he puts on. I love his faith, his strength. He really presents well. And he's one of those YouTubers that just has a talent of putting a presentation on, which I always appreciate because not all of us have that kind of talent. This is why I'm usually just a talking head. But he goes out of his way to set up, his camera angles and puts the right music at the right place. And so it's, that's always a little bit of a work of art to me. And just to remind you that John has stage 4 skin cancer, metastatic melanoma that has spread to his brain. John had an MRI in the spring that showed that he had growth in one of his tumors. And there was a possibility that it could also be from the radiation treatments themselves, which I had not known about before. It's called radionecrosis. So the things I learned, but because of that, they want him back in treatments, but because it's still a possibility that it might be the radionecrosis, they have to do it in a different way. So there is a new combination of meds, an oral chemo, that his particular cancer, is one of the maybe 2 or 3 cancers that are approved for that drug. And it is one of the newest on the market. I'm not going to mention the drugs just because, well, I love you, AI, but yeah, I don't want to get in trouble here, even though I have heard that YouTube is allowing some particular topics that they weren't before, or that they had stopped for a little while. Maybe it's about that trial. Maybe that's over. So in any case, John had another, this was decided because John had another scan in August, and they had decided that was the cancer and not the radionecrosis. But they can't be totally positive, and that's why they're choosing this method of chemo. Now, I'm not a doctor. Don't even play one on TV. But I did do my homework, and these particular oral chemo agents are akin to the one I was on. Not the same one, but I like kind of a cousin that I was on about a year ago. And it did not go well with me. I mean, they thought I was having a stroke because one side of my face was drooping. I was having a lot of different side effects. I even had to have an MRI on my brain just in case. And the doctor said, no, get off of that now. So I hope you do really well on it, John. And I hope that they find that it was the radiation and nothing else. That would be fabulous. So I'm rooting for you, but I'm also sorry that you have to go down this journey again. I'm going to link John's channel again in the description below, where the like, comment, and subscribe buttons are. So feel free while you're down there. In any case, I really do hope that you'll go visit his channel and tell him I sent you. I think that when you see a video or two, you will start following him. Okay, let's talk about Daily Kenji. If you remember last week when I spoke about him, his update was that a nurse called to cancel his upcoming treatment because Kaiser Permanente, his insurance company, was going on strike, and they made no provisions whatsoever for life-threatening illness. Yeah, that kind of ticked me off because it's not like you didn't know, right? Anyway, he did the right thing. He lodged a formal complaint. They got back to him, said they would look into it. And then that same nurse called the next day. And she starts backpedaling about the reasons why they were canceling. It wasn't because of the strike. All of a sudden, it was because of a treatment plan change. So I'll let you have Kenji fill in the holes there, but I'm just like rolling my eyeballs the whole time. In any case, he did talk to his oncologist, and he can probably resume treatments, but he may have to travel. Although historically, I don't think that healthcare strikes last very long, so hopefully that will be a nothing situation soon. So he did talk to his oncologist, and the doctor gave him 3 options in new treatment plans. One was ablation. I think that he's opting for that. I think that's what he wanted. If I recall correctly from a different video, he wanted to look into that option. The second option was to continue on this targeted therapy that he's on that showed tumor growth. I'm not sure why he would. I'm sure there's plenty of other reasons that I have not known because I'm not a doctor and have no idea. I just know that I would give my doctor the side eye if she offered that. The other one is back to traditional chemo, which Kenji did not do very well on before. I mean, the side effects were just awful. And I can understand that. I relate to it. So it seems like Kenji is already leaning toward the ablations, in which case that would be 4 surgeries. Well, it's not really, well, it is surgery because, you have to be under anesthesia 4 times. And I don't know why they have to do it in 4 stages, but he's young enough. I think he'll do fine. And I just hope the results are good. So go look at his video, but do understand that the thumbnail is real clickbait. I mean, we all use a little hook, but it's a picture of him in a hospital bed, and he's not in the hospital. So, yeah, I think he scared a lot of his viewers with that. I think that particular choice was wrong, but go judge for yourself. And finally, I want to introduce a new cancer YouTuber channel. I get excited when there's something new to look at and a new journey to follow, but at the same time, it breaks my heart that has to exist. I do appreciate people wanting to share their journey with us, though, and it's always going to be out there helping someone. I bumped this one up on the list. I'm a little guilty of that. And the reason is because Daddy G and its band of bots really blessed this channel, and it was in everybody's feed about a week ago. Can Ramblers. And I got so many requests to look at it. So I clicked and I thought, this is a channel that people are really going to enjoy following. You just, I want to root for everybody, but I don't know, just something very special about these people. So let me tell you about them. Nancy was diagnosed with brain cancer. And her husband, Steve, runs the channel. Sometimes you see them both, sometimes you just see Steve. And that's something a little unique in our little corner of the internet. Steve and Nancy have been married for about 30 years. They have 4 grown children, and they were blessed recently with their first grandbaby. His name is Henry, and I'm sure that has to be a true blessing at a time that's difficult and challenging. I'm sure that he brings great joy to them both. Nancy was diagnosed about 7 months ago with glioblastoma, and having had several treatments, they have determined not long ago that there's really nothing else they can do for her. So she has opted to be at home and enter hospice, but Steve is home now as her full-time caregiver. She's been through a lot. Well, they've both been through a lot. The whole family, I'm sure, has been through a lot. Steve and Nancy have a great chemistry together, you can tell. And I appreciate that they want to share their journey with people who it might help. And I think that people need to see their story. There are only 10 videos I binge watched, so it isn't hard to catch up. And I want you to go see them. I'm going to put the link in the description below, along with John McClane's. and you'll see just a little @ sign and their username and or their channel name, and just click on that and it'll take you to their channels. Please go there, and if you like what you see, make sure you give them a lot of support and make sure you subscribe and tell them I sent you. This update show is it a show? I don't know. It's kind of difficult at times. I didn't realize that. You get so invested in people's lives. It's hard not to. It really is hard not to. Even I don't know. It's hard. So I'm going to leave it at that because I'm just stuttering and not making sense. I want you to have a great day, great week. Love you all, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.